when I was 21.
What's going on, guys? Kooks46 here, bringing you another MLB The Show 18 Dream Cards. This is the series where we go over different flashbacks and legends that we want to see added into the next installment of MLB The Show. There are no rules, there are no restrictions, that's why this series is called Dream Cards. Make sure you guys go back and check out any previous episodes to see all the cards that we have been going through. And if you have a card that you would like to see featured in MLB The Show 18, make sure to leave it in the comments and for a chance to get featured in the next episode of Dream Cards. So as I said in the last video, guys, this series we will be taking 2 cards of my own choice and then 2 viewer suggestions. We're gonna do 2 hitters, 1 flashback, 1 legend, and then 2 pitchers, 1 flashback, 1 legend. So we're gonna go ahead and start it off with the first card. This is gonna be the first viewer suggestion. This is gonna be Marwin Gonzalez 2017 Breakout card. This card was suggested by 2 different viewers, Davis Crane and then A-Train494. I really like this suggestion, guys. Marwin Gonzalez definitely had a breakout season in 2017. He finished in the top 25 of MVP voting, which is of course a lot of players, 25 players, but you know, being technically considered one of the top 20 players in the American League, that's pretty high for his, the first season that he's actually been able to be a breakout player. In 2017, Marwin Gonzalez hit .303, 23 home runs, 90 RBIs. He slugged .530 and hit 34 doubles. The thing that I really like about Marwin Gonzalez more than just his hitting ability, because obviously this guy can rake. He showed that he can hit for contact, for power, extra base hits, he can slug. He's shown all of that, but the thing that I really like about Marwin Gonzalez is his ability to play all over the field. In 2017, these are all the positions that he played: first base, second base, third base, shortstop, left field, right field. Marwin Gonzalez is a great utility player for the Astros. He did make 8 errors, which of course, 8 errors is a little bit of a hefty amount, but at the same time, you're playing so many different parts of the field. You are being called to take different reads almost every single day. One day you might be taking batting practice and you have to go shag balls and left to get your reads for the day, and then the next day they have you at second base, or the next day they have you at short, or whatever it is. The fact that he's able to be consistent enough to play all over the field and be called upon whenever the Astros need him to go wherever they want him, that is a very, very key point for Marwin Gonzalez. He stepped up huge when the Astros had a few injuries on their team. He was able to step in and just make things happen. And another thing is that he's a switch hitter, so they never really have to play matchups with him. He can hit both sides, both arms. I really like Marwin Gonzalez as just an overall package of a player, and I think this is a really good, suggestion for a dream card in 18. I could actually see a lot of people using this card and, being able to put him wherever they want on the field. So if I were to rate this card, I would give him anywhere from a 90 to a 92. I do believe this card would be a diamond. There were a couple cards I compared it to stat-wise. I compared it to the Breakout Nelson Cruz, who's an 85. He had a better average, better home run total, and more RBIs than the Nelson Cruz, so he'd obviously, I feel like, be better than an 85. And then I went ahead and I compared him to the 91 overall Carlos Gomez. Carlos Gomez has one thing that Marwin Gonzalez does not have, which is the speed. He stole like 40 bases. So Marwin Gonzalez won't have as much of a speed threat, but he did hit better than Carlos Gomez did. So I would give this guy anywhere from a 90 to a 92. I'll go ahead and settle on a 91 for this Marwin Gonzalez. So thank you guys for that suggestion. Now we're going to go ahead and go into my pick for the pitcher of the week. For this pitcher, I went with a relief pitcher, and I was actually surprised nobody mentioned this in the comments, but this guy had a really good year in 2014. I'm going with Bryan Shaw. I would give this guy a 2014 breakout card. He's now signed with the Rockies. He's no longer with Cleveland, but he was really good for Cleveland in 2014. He appeared in 80 games for Cleveland, dude. You realize that's almost half of the games of the season Bryan Shaw was in there pitching. For a relief pitcher to be called in 80 times, that means that this dude is going to be a workhorse. He's going to be able to be called upon, which is really good. He's going to be reliable out of the bullpen. Also, 2.59 ERA, really good right there, in 76.1 innings. So he was able to make sure runs did not score in a lot of appearances, also struck out 64 batters. And when I was looking for a card to compare him to kind of compare numbers, the card that kind of caught my eye was 86 overall Brack, the flashback card. It might be Brad Brock, dude. I can never remember how to say that guy's name. And in that season, he had 79 innings pitched with a much lower ERA and more strikeouts. So That's an 86 overall card. I could see this 2014 Bryan Shaw being anywhere between an 84 to an 87. I could see him possibly getting that 85 gold. I don't know, though. I don't really know how to rate relief pitchers as much as I would be comfortable rating like a hitter. But I could see this guy being used as like a long reliever or, you know, just some sort of setup guy for a lot of people. If he's able to come in 80 games, he probably has a little bit higher stamina, I would think, or maybe just better durability. But like I said, I could see this guy getting a breakout card and him being like an 84 to an 87. And this is, of course, assuming that MLB The Show goes with the same rating system that they went with in MLB The Show 17. So they could change the gold to diamond rating, who knows, but I don't think this Bryan Shaw would be a diamond, but I think he'd be maybe a solid gold. Okay, guys, now we're going to go ahead and move into the viewer pitcher suggestion of the week, and this is going to be our legend pitcher. I really liked this pick. I think this card would be friggin' sweet to have in the game. I might have talked about him in one of the Dream Card videos for last season, but I can't remember. I'd have to go back and check. But this is a really cool card. You guys suggested a good one right here. 2002 Barry Zito. This was suggested by SSR2 Black Goku Planet, Arthur Soto, Josh Mulino, he said 2012, but, you know, I went with 2002, and then Sergio Gomez. So thank you guys for those suggestions. It's a really good suggestion. I think a lot of people would love this card. I could see this card being similar to the 99 overall Guidry. But let's talk about some of his stats. In 2002, Barry Zito went, I'm not going to talk about his wins, but he had 2.75 ERA, 229.1 innings pitched. That's a lot of innings right there, over 200 innings, almost 230. He struck out 182 batters, and he only walked 78, so his strikeout to walk ratio was really good. He led the league in games started. He started 35 games for Oakland that season. That's really, really reliable. It's always nice to have a guy that you know is going to go out there every single day, pitch a lot of innings, you know, just be consistent, stay healthy. There's something to be said about that all the time. His fielding that season wasn't really that good. He made a couple errors over there. He didn't have that many chances, and he still made some errors, but his fielding definitely got better with time, but it would have been nice to see him, you know, not be as unreliable when a ball was hit back to him, or, you know, when it's a tough play with a fast runner going down the line. But I mean, let's be honest, we're not really looking for fielding out of a pitcher. We're looking for, can you strike guys out? Can you keep guys off base? Can you keep the run total of your opponent down? And Barry Zito did that, man. Sub 3 ERA in 230 innings pitched. That's really good. Of course, he also won the Cy Young this year. He was the best pitcher in 2002. He was an all-star, so this would definitely be a hardware card. Like I said, guys, I would consider this guy similar to the 99 overall Ron Guidry, because Guidry is kind of the same type of pitcher where he has a very, very slow delivery and has kind of a funky delivery, and Barry Zito definitely has a strange release point, but that's what makes him fun to use. This guy is not going to have a lot of velocity. His fastball usually was like between 84 and 88, so you're not going to really want to throw the fastball. This guy's circle change and his curveball was like unbelievable. He had so much break. Definitely this card would have 99 break. The velo would probably be in the 50s to the 60s, but he would be able to keep guys off base. If I were to give this card a rating, I would probably give it anywhere between a 96 to a 97, most likely a 97. I really think Barry Zito would be a dope card to have. Alright guys, thank you for those suggestions, and now we are going on to my pick for the hitter of the week, and this is going to be a legend hitter. So after listening to all the Hall of Fame debates and watching MLB Network and seeing them talking about each guy on the ballot, there's one guy on there that I feel like is not getting as much respect as he deserves, and that's Scott Rolen. A couple of you guys suggested Scott Rolen, Adrenalized 87, a sponsor, shout out to you, as well as Illinois is Wrong, Sam Nasty 11, and then Daniel Buckle. So thank you guys for those suggestions. Even though this is my pick of the week, I'll still shout you guys out even if you did suggest a card that I personally picked. So thank you guys. But yeah, Scott Rolen, 2004 season, this guy was a beast. 314 average, 34 home runs, 124 RBIs, an OPS over 1,000. He slugged 598. He hit a ton of doubles. He was getting on base all the time for his team that season. It's kind of crazy. This guy won the Gold Glove, so he was definitely a competent, above average third baseman when he was playing over there. But his fielding percentage was .977. He made like double-digit errors that season. So I don't know if third base wasn't really a good season for third baseman in 2004, but he had a fielding percentage underneath .980, which I guess over the span of things after a lot of chances. You can understand a couple errors here and there, but that still seems a little bit low to me, but he still won the Gold Glove, so obviously he's an above average fielder. But I honestly think this guy has all the tools. He was an all-star that season. He finished 4th place in the MVP voting. It was the only time in his career where he finished like top 5 or even top 10 in the MVP voting, so this definitely was his best season. And the fact that he can hit for average, hit for power, and slug and get guys in, get a lot of RBIs, his hitting stats are going to be great across the board. The speed, of course, is not going to be a factor. Scott Rolen was not a stolen base threat, but not a lot of third basemen are. His fielding, like I said, 977 average, but still won the Gold Glove, so I would see his fielding anywhere in the 80s. If he could field the ball and be a good hitter, this guy would definitely be a diamond third baseman, and with how good his hitting was that season, I could see him shooting all the way up to like a 98, and this I think would be an all-star card. So I give Scott Rolen a 2004 98 overall all-star card, and that is the final dream card of the week. Let me know what you guys think about these dream cards. Do you guys agree with the choices? Do you guys think they should be any different? Also, remember, if you would like a chance to be featured in the next episode of Dream Cards, leave your comments down in the description. If your card did not get picked, that did not mean it was a bad choice. It just means that I chose these cards over it. So if you want to comment the same card, go ahead and do that. If you want to comment a different card, go ahead and do that. All options are welcome. But guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Dream Cards. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you want to see this series continue every single Wednesday. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more episodes of MLB The Show Dream Cards. And guys, that is all I have for you today. Really hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. Peace!